Hello creative people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zenaida and this is Fashion with Zenai, a place to inspire fashion lovers, to share my love for fashion and DIY projects. In this video, I'm going to show you the process of making a wide leg pants. I really hope you enjoy this tutorial and let's get started. For this tutorial, you're going to need the following tools. You can find all these materials in the description box down below. The fabric that I'm going to use is a cotton fabric. It's 94% cotton and 6% elastic. To create the pants, you're going to need a pattern. You can find a digital pattern of these pants on my Etsy shop. You can find the link in the description box. I used size XS to create the pants. If you're not sure about your measurements, you can find a video on my channel on how to take your own body measurements. The link will be in the description box. The pants has 3 pattern pieces, a front piece, a back piece, and 1 piece for the waistband. Place the pieces on the wrong side of the fabric and cut out 2 front pieces, 2 back pieces, and 1 piece for the waistband. Use a tracing paper and tracing wheel to mark out the darts on the front and back piece of your pants. For each piece, you're going to add seam allowance. For the front and back piece, add 1.5 cm seam allowance on each side. Add 1.5 cm seam allowance on the waistline. Add 2 cm seam for the hem. And add 1.5 seam allowance on all edges of the waistband. Now you're going to start with the sewing process. First thing you're going to do is to tackle the darts. Fold it in half with the right side together and pin the darts of the front piece. Sew the darts along the line you marked. Pin the darts of the back piece. Sew the darts. This is the back piece and this is the front piece. You're going to place the front piece on top of the back piece with the good side of the fabric facing each other. Connect the side seam, then you're going to pin and sew them together. Connect the inner seam, then you're going to pin and sew them together. Then you're going to finish off the inner and side seam of one leg with a serger. Repeat the same steps for the other front and back piece. For this leg piece, you're going to sew the inner seam and side seam. But keep in mind that you have to leave a part of the side seam open to place the zipper. This is the opening for the zipper. You could also choose another option to sew the side seam. You could also place the zipper first and then sew the side seam from the end point of the zipper to the bottom of the side seam. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to sew the side first, leave an open space so I can place the zipper. The next step is to connect the crotch seam of the front and the back so you can sew them together. First, you're going to turn one pants leg inside out with the good side of the fabric facing up. Then you're going to place the leg into the other leg of the pants with the good side of the fabric facing each other. Make sure you line up the front and back crotch seam together. Then you're going to sew the crotch seam. After you sew it, you're going to bring one leg out with the wrong side of the fabric facing up. Then you're going to finish the crotch seam of the front to the back by serging it. Now you're going to move on to the waistband. First, you're going to interface the waistband. I already fold the waistband in half to create the center line by ironing it. I only cut the interfacing for half a side of the waistband. If you prefer to cut the interfacing for the whole waistband, that's totally optional. Then you're going to iron the interfacing on the wrong side of the fabric. Once I iron the interfacing to the waistband, I fold the side seam of 1.5 centimeter with the iron. Then you're going to connect the waistband part without the interfacing to the waistline of the pants with the good side of the fabric facing together. Sew the waist edge with 1.5 centimeter seam. Then you're going to iron the waist seam flat. Now you're going to connect the zipper to the side seam of the open space on one leg side. Connect the good side of the zipper to the good side of the fabric. Place one leg of the zipper to the back side seam and the other leg of the zipper to the front side seam. Place one leg of the zipper on the center of the waistband, which is exactly from the point where you start opening the zipper. And you do the same for the other leg of the zipper. After placing the zipper, you're going to finish off the side seam with a serger. Now you're going to fold the side edge of the waistband. But first you have to fold the waist edge of the waistband with 1.5 centimeter so you can finish off the waistband seam after sewing the side edges. And then you're going to sew along the zipper with 1.5 centimeter, and you do the same for the other side. This is how it will look like after you sew it. Then you're going to turn it over with the right side out. To finish off the waistband seam, you have to make sure the waistline seam is pointed up to the waistband. Then you're going to fold the waistband down over that and stitch in the ditch, which means you're going to sew directly in the center of the waistband seam. If you do it correctly, the stitch should end up being invisible and it will catch the waistband on the back side to secure the waistband down. this is how the stitch in the ditch will look like. To finish off the pants, you're going to sew the hem. You're going to double fold the edge and sew it with 1 centimeter seam. And this is how the hem should look like. And this is the finished wide leg pants. It turned out pretty nice, and I'm so happy with the outcome. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial and find it helpful. If you recreate these pants, please tag me on Instagram by using the hashtag ZenIDesigns, or you can send me a photo. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share, comment, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell. I see you guys next time. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.